From out of the man cave and onto the air, it's your favorite voice of ecstasy. It's John St. John with the best morning after ever radio show. 30 some odd minutes of happenings, discussions, and full frontal nudity. So put your arms around your speakers. It's John St. John.
Hello. Yes, it is John St. John here for another Friday show. We had a few Fridays off, didn't we? But we're back. Yes, we are, and we're gonna talk about what's going on in the entertainment world, what's going on in general in the country, in Chicago. It's the week of the State of the Union, so everybody's all fired up politically, and maybe we can talk about some plays that might have some political themes to them. But let's get Rich Gore on the line, our entertainment concierge, and also welcome back. She's still here with me. She's still putting up with me.
That's right.
Wonderful, beautiful Cindy Lou.
Lovely.
The lovely
fine.
Cindy Lou. Okay,
yeah,
you don't want to be
we're going
beautiful.
with lovely still.
Okay,
so,
she's lovely.
I think it's marketing well, but any which way.
Any which
yes,
way.
Here we are.
We're a little rusty. This week has been weird. We haven't been on.
It has
in
been a very much a reorganizational period.
Yeah, this whole week
in the organization. And here we are again.
We had to be back on the air because the president, gave the State of the Union, so we got to give the state of the show, And now we're going to give the state of entertainment on Friday night.
Today it's Friday.
Friday.
Here we are.
And I hope Rich is still on with us. We had a little delay getting on the air today.
I am ready to roll.
There's Richard Gore, our entertainment concierge. Good morning.
I've come. Good morning, John St. John. I've come to bang the drum. I'm pushing entertainment.
That's good. So what's up?
Stomp. Stomp. You've only got 3 days, tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, to go see Stomp over at the Bank of America Theater. Stomp is, it's the drummer's dream.
That's the one where they use stuff from your backyard, like garbage can lids and stuff, right?
Yeah, supermarket carts, plumbing fixtures,
yeah,
anything that makes noise, but the noise that they make is just out of sight. I've got to tell you a little bit about this. First of all, there's nothing verbal. There's nothing spoken on stage. It's all music. It's all percussion sounds. It's an international percussion sensation.
Cool.
It's gotten an armful of awards. They've appeared on TV and award shows. They'll make music out of brooms and garbage cans, whatever they can.
They've been around that show's been going for years. Isn't it like 15, 20 years, something like that?
Better than that, past 20 years. It all started as a street performance in Britain. Did you know that?
No.
That's where it started. It became an international sensation. They performed in more than 50 countries so far. They've entertained over 24 million people. And they changed the show on a consistent basis. They use different things.
Stuff to bang on, right?
Yeah, anything to bang on. But it's more than that. There's humor in it. There's visual comedy. It's well worth it. And it's brought to us by Broadway in Chicago, by the way. So Broadway in Chicago is the world's largest and touring organization. They bring shows into Chicago from New York and around the country, and they also bring shows to New York. They also bring shows into, this show, by the way, is at the Bank of America Theater. That's the old Schubert Theater that they've totally remodeled. But they also do the Oriental Theater and the Cadillac Palace, and sometimes the Auditorium. Chicago is just neat for entertainment. There are so many things that are going on.
Will this one tour all those theaters, or no? It'll just be at the one theater.
It's there for 3 days, and then it's off and running to some other some other city or country.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
cool. We've only got 3 days to see it again. It's been here 4 or 5 times now, and that's about the number of times that I've seen it. And they've always changed it a little bit. But Broadway in Chicago is bringing us in March the Illusionists. They'll have 7 of the top illusionists of the world, the most incredible on Earth. They're going to be doing that at the Cadillac Palace. Then you've also got the Carole King musical, Beautiful. They're bringing us Beauty and the Beast. there's just so many neat shows that they bring us on a consistent basis. Well, let's go on to some other phenomena. Stomp, by the way, is a phenomena. For it to hit for 24 million people in 50 different countries and so many different states, that's a phenomenon that doesn't happen too often. But two other phenomena have occurred here, right in Chicago. The $1 Million Quartet over at the Apollo Theater. The Johnny Cash,
Elvis, Johnny
Elvis
Cash,
Presley, right?
Yep, and
Jerry Lee Lewis,
and who are we missing?
Carl Perkins.
Carl Perkins.
Carl Perkins.
Yeah,
still running strong.
my parents loved it.
Still
They couldn't talk good enough about it. It was great. Everybody's got to go see that one. And is that only in Chicago right now, or is that you can probably see that across the country too, right?
No, I think $1 Million Quartet. I don't know if they've opened it anywhere else, but I know it's a Chicago phenomenon. Blue Man Group is another one.
Oh man, they've been around forever. They're in Vegas too, you know.
Well, they've got Blue Bands all over the
Blue
place.
Man Group is all over, but I believe it started right here in Chicago.
It did. They did. I
at
do know
the Schubert
that.
Theater.
I can answer
Matter
that.
of fact,
At the
as a matter of fact, I'm soon going over there to see the new guys.
Is it at the Schubert? I thought it wasn't.
No, it's at the Apollo.
Okay, they did move.
No, I'm sorry. It's at Briar Street.
The Briar Street. That's
Briar
right.
Street
I think it
Theater,
used to be at the
Briar
Schubert
Street.
Theater, but
Yeah,
it's
I
been
think
at
it used to be.
There's been nothing at Briar Street other than Blue Man now for 3-4 years.
like their only venue in Chicago. That's kind of interesting.
Let's talk about a couple of other shows that that are running in Chicago that are kind of really nifty and neat.
They're not phenomenons, though.
Not phenomenal.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the Tennessee Williams was a phenomenon. It was the Rose Tattoo. That's just opened. That's going to run until February 28th. Shattered Globe is the theater company doing it. But that premiered in Chicago in 1950 prior to it going to Broadway. It's a Tennessee Williams show, and that's really the Rose Tattoo is a unique. It's an award-winning comedy drama. Italian American community gals loses her husband, who was a smuggler, by the way, and he gets knocked off in an accident smuggling drugs or something. Overprotective mom, and a whole new world opens up to her after being widowed like that. This show opened in Chicago prior to going to Broadway, and it won 4 Tony Awards, including Best Play, going back to 1950, and then they made the movie in 55, which was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, and it won 3 of them.
Well, that's worth seeing then.
Yeah, and the performers in it are just the actors are just terrific.
Where's that playing again? I don't think you mentioned it. Did you?
Let's see. Where is it playing? Where did I see that? I think I saw that at Shattered Globe Theater over at. I think that was up on Belmont at Theater Wit.
Okay.
Theater Wit is at Belmont and Racine. It's right next door to Stage 773. They've got 6 theater spaces between the 2 theaters in that one block, and you can always find something going on over there.
That's a little. That's kind of a secret spot in Chicago. That's off Broadway. Off.
They're only 100-seat theaters. The 6 of them. Each of them are about 100 seats. They've all been. Both theaters have been totally remodeled. Right now, at Stage 773, it's Sketchfest that's going on. That's an annual.
I think it's better that they are at small. I kind of like the smaller venues to see stuff. You know, a little more intimate.
Chicago is famous for its storefront theaters.
Yeah.
Totally famous for them. For example, Red Twist Theater up on Bryn Mawr, 1044 West Bryn Mawr, is bringing us the 2010 winner of the Tony Award for the Best Play, and it won 5 other Tony Awards as well. It's called Red. It's the mystery of what is art, exploring what is art. It's famous artist that's awarded the largest commission in history to paint murals for the Four Seasons restaurant in New York. And looking forward to, because Red Twist is again an award-winning company. Chicago does more world premieres right now than any other city. Let's just mention a couple of other shows, like Top Girls is over at Den Theater, and Den Theater is now they just opened the Den Theater to 3 different theater groups. 3 different theater companies have chosen it as their home. That's at 1333 North Milwaukee. So
that's near our studios up here. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is Arc Theater doing Top Girls. It's a story about a choice between career success and family, supermoms and whatever. And you can't. The story kind of reveals the conflict and the flawed desire to try and have it all. It's a 10 women cast, and they do a nice job.
I like the all-women cast. That's cool.
Yeah, 10 gals, new theater company. Over at Den Theater, they've got the Plastic Revolution. That's the world premiere musical by New Colony, and it's their new resident home, the Den Theater. This is the Tupperware pioneer, the recent widow who changes the face of the American dinner table. And New Colony, by the way, won the Broadway and Chicago Award for in 2011 for the best emerging theater company. I love the show. Talk about a storefront theater. Red Orchid, right there on Wells and North Avenue, has done the Chicago premiere of Accidentally Like a Martyr. This was an extraordinarily funny drama.
Accidentally Like a Martyr, right? Is that what I heard you say?
Accidentally Like a Martyr. Taking place in a gay bar.
Okay.
The gay bar on a
Interesting.
lonely winter evening.
Appropriate topic for this show. Okay, cool.
What is fascinating about it? It wouldn't make any difference if the characters were gay, or straight, or mixed, or whatever, because it's a story that involves the human condition. It's coming to grips with loss and aging in the 21st century.
Okay.
We're getting old, and here's a play about it. But the neat thing about this play is that it's extraordinarily funny. I should mention that it's a Grant James Vargas is the who wrote the show.
Okay.
I was just so impressed with the humor, and it made no difference where the setting took place. A couple of shows that are going to be another theater company that's made the Den Theater their new home is Hippocrates. Hippocrates is doing a world premiere production of Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera, H.M.S. Pinafore. That'll close on February the 7th.
Wait, and that's the name of the theater company is the
Hippocrates? Hippocrates is the name of the theater company.
Okay.
But Hippocrates has made the Den Theater their home base as well.
Boy, for people listening that aren't from Chicago, they just got to come down and just... First of all, they got to listen to this show and figure out where they're going to go, because there's just so much stuff.
Right. Well, Chicago wants you to come down, too.
If you want some of the bigger theaters like Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf right now has Airline Highway. That's flying off to, or you can drive on the Airline Highway right to New York, where it's going to open there. This was a world premiere in Chicago.
Another one that premiered here. Okay.
Yeah, premiered and going to New York. It's called Airline Highway. It's Broadway bound, and they're flying to New York on the 20-something or other. It closes on the 14th. So that's Steppenwolf Theater. That's another. That's America's longest standing ensemble. Over 700 performances annually.
And that's owned by, we've mentioned this other shows, but it always bears repeating. That's Lieutenant Dan and John Malkovich and a couple other, I think John Mahoney, are all involved with the ownership there.
They are. Remember, this is an ensemble. Just because some of the ensemble members are famous and do their own TV shows and have other things cooking doesn't mean that they're just part of the ensemble cast that's Steppenwolf Theater right here. I live 2 blocks from it, by the way, over at North and Halsted. Chicago has wonderful, wonderful theater all over the place.
Yeah.
Here's Chicago Shakespeare, world-renowned Chicago Shakespeare Theater now doing Short Shakespeare. They're closing that on the 14th. Short Shakespeare Macbeth, a 75-minute version of Shakespeare. Talk about political intrigue. This was the original 400 years ago.
Yep.
Political intrigue.
There you go. It's the
Bubble,
week of the
Bubble,
State of the Union. Speaking of politics, so we'll
Bubble,
do some
Bubble,
Shakespeare.
Toil and Trouble, huh? All the witches that are involved in politics.
Yeah.
And over 400 years ago. Well, that's at Chicago Shakespeare Theater, and they always David Schwimmer's the name behind Looking Glass Theater at Chicago Avenue, right off of Michigan, and the historic water tower that survived the Chicago fire, and they're doing Looking Glass Alice, one of my favorite shows at Looking Glass Theater, Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland.
That comes back a lot too. That's another one that keeps kind of like a phenomena. That's there. I know that's been there more than one occasion.
Yeah, this is the 3rd or 4th run on it, and it's been around for about 10 years. But they're not going to run it on an annual basis. They bring it back every few because it is just such a fabulous show, and they change it enough in each show that make it interesting to be able to go see it.
And does David Schwimmer star in a lot of them too? Just like at
no, he's
Steppenwolf
pretty much tied up on TV and his TV stuff and whatever. But he comes in for openings and neat things. A theater in Chicago that does more world premieres than I think any other theater in the country, and certainly more world premieres than any other theater in Chicago, is Victory Gardens. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary, and Victory Gardens is now in the historic Biograph Theater up on Fullerton and on Lincoln Avenue at Fullerton, and they have another world premiere. Sam Sarah is the name, and that opens on the 6th of February, by the way.
So wait, I want to back up a minute. We've talked about this on other shows. I've been dying to ask you. Are you saying that the Biograph, they don't do movies at all anymore? It's just theater in there now?
Just theater there. Dillinger and the movie theater is history.
That's interesting, because I swear I was just there for a movie opening, for a locally produced movie a couple of years ago. So that was a couple of years ago. So okay, that's cool.
They've
revamped now.
Oh yeah, no, they've made the Biograph, the historic Biograph. They turned that into the new Victory Gardens Theater.
Well,
Sam Sarah is what it means. A 21st century American family. What it means to be a member of the 21st century American family. We've had a surrogate mom from India. In any event, Sam Sarah world premiere. I can't tell you a lot about it because I haven't seen it yet, of course, but going to see it. Katie and Craig are having a baby with the surrogate mother from India.
Okay.
That's over at Victory Gardens Theater.
Yeah.
The Addams Family is back at the Mercury Theater. They're doing it's a new musical comedy, the new musical version of it. The spooky, kooky production is going to run until February the 5th, and that opens next weekend. Let's see, what else can I tell you about?
That's wait, let's talk about that. We've only got about a minute left, but I want to talk a little more about the Addams Family. So is that any of the people from the movies they did in the 90s, or is that that's probably a whole new cast, I would think.
Oh, no, the cast is the cast is different. They are Chicago actors. But it's the Addams Family is the new musical comedy. It's Wednesday is the ultimate princess of darkness, and she grows up and falls in love with a regular guy. It's every father's nightmare.
Yeah, right. Especially if you know the old Addams Family. Because I thought maybe some of them would come back from the movies of the mid '90s, but no, I guess not.
Well, this show was originally premiered in Chicago before it went before Broadway again, and the the show's been rewritten totally, and it's going to be new to Chicago audiences.
I think what the reason I brought it up is I think Raul Julia was in some version of an Addams Family play after he did the movie, because he did the movies in the early '90s, and I swear before he died he did. That's why I asked you if it's any of the cast members, but I guess not. It's all Chicago people.
These are Chicago. Yeah, these are Chicago people, and this is not. They opened it at a Broadway in Chicago theater downtown. I don't remember if it was the Cadillac Palace or the Ford Oriental or the Bank of America, but we saw it there. Now they've rewritten a lot of it.
Where is it now again? I forgot what you said. I'm sorry.
It's going to be the Mercury Theater at
Mercury
745 North Southport.
Gotcha.
So let's just break from theater for a few seconds, other than mentioning White Guy on the Bus over at Northlight Theater, a hop, skip, and a jump from Chicago. And I consider these theaters to be Chicago theaters.
They are. It's Evanston, but it's close.
it's like a half-hour ride, and without traffic, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. White Guy on the Bus by Bruce Graham. The Northlight Theater has been there for 40 years.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Skokie, or is that Evanston or Skokie? I get that.
That's Skokie.
That is Skokie. Okay, yeah, right. Half hour. You're right.
And they're opening that. But
so you want to talk things not theater? Go ahead. What else you got?
Well,
we got about another minute.
Okay. Well, let's take two. Let's mention ChicagoTheaterWeek.com, by the way. That between the 12th and the 22nd, you can get half-price tickets for hundreds of different Chicago theaters at ChicagoTheaterWeek.com. And Oracle Theater is the free theater, by the way. They're doing a world premiere called Circle Machine, and that's going to run until March the 14th. And that's public access theater.
Okay, is that related to? Are they promoting that on the website? Say the website again. What was the site again? I'm sorry.
Let's give you publicaccesstheater.org, and theater is spelled with an R-E.
And it's comedy theater. Say the other one that you're talking about the other week that we're celebrating.
That's the Oracle Theater.
Okay. No, the website again. Comedy. Say it again.
Okay.
You passed over the website real quick.
The website is free-publicaccesstheater.org.
Okay.
It's publicaccesstheater.org.
No, you were talking about the event, the website for the event they're having. What was that website? Say that one again, too.
Okay, that's ChicagoTheaterWeek.com.
ChicagoTheaterWeek.com. Okay, with E-R probably. T-H-E.
R-E, not E-R.
Oh, I was wrong.
R-E.
Okay. Theater with an R-E.
The Old English.
The Old English. Chicago Theater with R-E.com. Got
Just
it.
like
Over 100, half price for over 100 theaters.
Cindy Lou's referencing something right down the street. She goes, yeah, it's just like Shop, the Old English Shop. There's a place called the Vitamin Shop over here. Free plug, Vitamin Shop.
Funny, there's one a block away from me as well.
And they're doing the Old English spelling. That's why she brought it up. Well, hey, what else did you want to talk? Do we have? Oh man, we're going to.
We can talk about
a break.
We can talk about Zanies and the venue at the Horseshoe Casino that's going to have a Super Bowl party there on the first on their 60-foot big screen, or that's bringing in next month Al Jarreau and Jeffrey Osborne, Aaron Lewis. They've always got some neat things going on up there. We could mention Zanies, the home of stand-up comedy in Chicago.
Yep.
Second City, the home of improv. That's where improv came from, basically.
And I want to tell the story of you before we get off the segment, that you were the official timekeeper of, and people aren't going to even, the millennials aren't even going to know about this. There was a fight between the two legendary child actors of the 70s, Donny Osmond and Danny Bonaducci back in, I think it was, I was looking it up on my phone, I believe it was 94 that they did the fight. I know they were
old. I don't remember the year.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They were doing articles about it, but it's either 94 or 95. They did the fight.
Oh, it made international press.
And we're giving you credibility here, Rich. You're such a well-known person. You got to be the timekeeper for the Danny versus Donnie fight, which was a big deal.
I did get to. It was a circus.
I remember. It was all over the media, everywhere.
Do you know who won? Do you know who won that fight?
Wasn't it a draw?
The fact of the matter is, no, it wasn't. But the fact of the matter is, the only parties that won that fight were Chicago.
Well, that's how it happens all the time.
And a quick backstory, then we can have Richard do his classic sign-off, is that Danny was working here on the radio, a station where I was interning. I'm pretty sure he did that fight before I was interning with them, because I got to intern with him, a guy named Kevin Matthews, who everybody in Chicago and the Midwest knows, Jonathan Brandmeier. I got to do with all of them because they let me work, you get to your college credit, work more and more and more, and they like it. It's free labor, So I worked with
Perfect.
3 of those shows. It was great, but I think it was after he did the fight. But I remember it was a big deal. It was all over the walls and everything. But what's cool about it is Danny was a radio guy here in Chicago, and Donnie Osmond was here doing a play, so that's how it all kind of came together.
Yeah.
He was doing Joseph.
Yeah, it was doing Joseph and the Amazing
Yeah.
Technicolor Dreamcoat, exactly.
Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah. So anyway, on that note, we're going to say goodbye to Rich, but you always like to do your we'll sign off with Rich, and you're listening to the Best Morning After Ever radio show, and Rich, take it away, and we'll take a break after that.
Well, let me just tell our listeners, hey, old bean, and you too, baby. This is Rich, your entertainment concierge, signing off, and until next time, stay warm.
Take care,
All right,
Rich.
thanks,
Everybody,
Rich.
we'll be right back after this.
This is Todd Imperato from the Radio Asylum, also TEI Entertainment. Are you looking for a DJ, an MC for an event? Would you like us to plan a party? Come on out and see us over at Brunswick Zone, River Grove on Fridays and see how we do things. And if you like it, you can give me a call at 773-750-8307. Party planning of all occasions. We do it all. Once again, that is TEI Entertainment, 773-750-8307. Call us now.
Don't miss him any longer. John St. John is back to fill your ears with his goodness on the Best Morning After Ever radio show. John?
Hey, we're back. It's Cindy
Yeah,
Lou
We're back, yes.
and John St. John.
Yeah, I'm all theatered out right about now.
Yeah,
so,
Richard can go on forever. He really needs his own program.
He
He
I think
does.
he does have his own program, and I think it's called our Friday show. So
It's the Friday show of the Best Morning After Ever radio.
that's the Rich Gore show.
But
you know.
it's interesting stuff. I mean, I don't know. I
It
guess
is.
we
I
could.
mean, if you're
could-
interested in that,
We could try to interact a little more with them, maybe, or
Right,
you know what I really want to do is talk a little more about just in general stuff going on, not
Yeah.
specific to theater. So we got to talk to Rich off the air. Let's get some more stuff in there. Not that
You suppose
theater
he-
isn't interesting.
but that's his thing, though.
I mean, look, there's a lot of people that email me. They say they like that segment. So
well, I mean,
when I say a lot, that was like 5 or 6. But still, the fact that people like
a
it,
lot. It's more than
it's
two.
more than one.
You
It's
know,
more than a
there's-
few.
There's one, there's two, and then there's many.
But no,
Okay.
he's very knowledgeable. He's been around the industry. Used to be in the restaurant industry. Used to have a club.
Right.
I think he still has a
No,
club.
he does have.
for
he's
like
got a lot of knowledge, and
it's
that,
got like a dating club or something. I forget what he told me.
if you're looking for something to do, that the stuff he talks about, you could find something to do. It is entertaining.
We really need to get him to focus on like national stuff, but he does a little bit. Some of those plays go from
Well,
Broadway to
yeah.
here or here to Broadway.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is about Chicago, though.
Yeah.
And I mean, the main thing about Chicago is, years ago they used to have the slogan, "We're glad you're here."
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was like on all the signs, like you'd come into the airport and it's like, "Welcome, we're glad you're here."
I just like when they welcome you. It's like welcome to Chicago Midway International. That's all I know.
But what I'm saying is that thing,
don't
that
remember
we're
the
glad
slogan.
you're here thing is it was almost like backhanded. And I remember looking at the sign saying, you know what they ought to change that sign to? It's like, welcome to Chicago. Please have your payment ready. Because that's really what we're about.
Yeah,
here
we
in this
like to
town.
charge a lot for everything, don't we?
We're going to
Taxes,
squeeze it out of you. So
fees.
please come to Chicago.
Speaking of that, do you know the Skyway went up again?
Did it really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in New York, and Vegas doesn't have any tolls,
Well, it's a
or
good thing
L.A., but New York, Chicago is like the most expensive highway system in the whole country.
You see, that's
The
why-
Skyway is, I believe, $5 now or $4.75. No, yeah, $5.50, I believe it was.
That's exactly why I avoided the Skyway a little while ago.
It's kind of cool because speaking of we talked about the Venue Casino. It's right off of the Skyway. So anyway,
Well,
yeah.
I think we're about out of time.
Are
here,
we out of
so-
time?
Yeah, we are out of time.
Well, we had so much fun talking to Richard today. We were going to talk movies, but we can do that at another show or next week.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe
next
one
week or
time Richard
something.
won't call in, or we'll lose him on the phone again or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, he covered everything to get us back in the swing of things. You know, we've been off for a few weeks, so we did the New Year's show, and I don't remember if Rich was on talking all New Year's stuff. I think he did.
I don't know.
But it's been a while since we've been here and with Rich, so it's always good to hear from him. And everybody, you guys have a great morning, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. As always, you can listen to us on SlimerNetRadio.com, Spreaker.com, YouTube. Where else are we at? iTunes now. What am I forgetting? Oh, Blog Talk Radio. There we go.
Okay.
And did I say iTunes? And iTunes. Did I say that? If not, I said it again. And then Facebook and Twitter. So just type in the best morning after ever. You don't even have to type in radio. Just the best morning after ever, and you'll find us.
And there we are.
Yeah. So everybody have a great weekend. For Cindy Lou, and this is John St. John. Take care.